I decided Hobb VI is probably going to be a failure. I didn't do the moho right, I didn't do the sun right, so I actually just came back in and I thought, you know what, if I burn a little prograde, looking where Kerbin is, it looks like it's going to be pretty close, so I did like a half-second burn at a very low thrust, and I got a Kerbin encounter, so I think that we'll count that as fortuitous. And is this going to go up or down? Up, okay. And then we will we'll bring it back in and bring our Kerbal safely back, because we need to bring some Kerbal safely back. And we'll count this as a failure and then try again with a slight redesign and a little bit better planning. And we'll just try to do one thing at a time this time. Just moho. Oop, did that start going back up? I think it did. Am I high? So hard to tell. Let's see. $2.3 million. It's pretty good. Now I think I want to go outwards some, just a little bit. I think. Nope. Let's try inwards. It's hard to tell from this angle where the periaps is. Okay, well, I'm definitely higher or lower. That's good enough. We'll bring it back in a course correction when we get closer in. Meanwhile, we can watch Hobb I continue its way out of our system. It's now officially out of the Kerbin system as it is, past Joule. Still traveling at a pretty good rate. Well, because the speeds are so high, that didn't take very long. Can we see anything better going on here? So it's flinging me out down, so I must be coming in high. So I want to go low again. I thought I'd... Oh, low is this way. South, I mean. Okay. There we go. We're going to have some good speeds there. We will aero brake. We're going to do this right. I am still very much anticipating the atmospheric effects for re-entries. I know some people aren't, and that they're talking about, oh, it'll make the game too hard and such, but I don't know. I'm thinking any extra challenge is a good thing. Okay. Was there another ship somewhere around close by? I thought. No, maybe it was just a... Oh, right, a mid-miss. Okay, where are we here? We are polar. Interesting. Well, first of all, we'll bring it up a bit. Whoops. This is... Maybe... No, because this is retrograde now, it's saying, because we're... So is this up or down? I guess it doesn't matter too much with this speed thing we have going on. We gotta switch it quite a bit anyway. What's that doing? There we are, we have a periapse. Now I could burn to either side and switch it around, but what I'm going to do is just do the aero brake first. I mean, well, no, I'm just going to do the aero brake. I don't care that I'm polar. Polar orbits are lovely. They look nice. But I do need to bring it down to an altitude where it'll capture me. Hopefully not too much, but I'm going to have some crazy velocity as I'm coming in from the, fairly deep in the inner system. I do have winglets as well. I have no idea how these are going to affect things when I hit the atmosphere. Alright. Let's see how things have gotten. Almost 4,000 meters a second. One of the things about this ship is I know it's got a ton of fuel in just these. I mean, I just did all that correcting there and I burned about 30 liters of fuel total. But I do want a little more delta V for some reason. I know someone was complaining that we over-engineer ships, we make them too big for no reason. I disagree with that. I think it's fun, personally, to over-engineer things and make them big. I know it's tough because they get a little explodey, but I have priced out a replacement computer system. Just waiting on getting a job, and I had a good interview there last week. Potential there. I just applied for another job today that looks pretty good. Yeah, so if I can get a job that pays a good amount, then I'll use some of my savings for that new computer, and it should be able to. Scott Manley was saying it was up to 800 parts before he got down to a frame a second, and then he's able to use the cheat thing as well, cheat engine or something like that. And I downloaded that, so I'll have that as an option as well to just run the launches at a lower speed, so you can get more frames a second. And yeah, so I don't know. He must have obviously a much better computer than me. He's an astrophysicist, of course he would, right? And my computer's from early 2010. It really hasn't been upgraded since then. So the one I've priced out, same amount of RAM, which is cool. I must have spent some money at some point on more RAM. And but it's going to be the video card. It's going to be a really big thing, and then the processor, of course. In almost 3 years, as the processors have really come a long way. And the one I'm getting is quad 3.3, which is only 500 megahertz more per processor, but easily overclockable as well. So that might be something I'll look into doing. How long do we have here? We're well within the moon orbit. Can't see the numbers. Still looks like 30,000. So that's good. We got a lot of speed to kill. Let's just finish off this bit here. There's frame rate issues there. I just quickly switched it. So we're coming in at, who knows what our vertical speed is. Obviously, I guess it's only minus 1,000 some meters per second. But obviously it won't take very long then to hit the atmosphere from here. Lovely view, stretched out textures. Bye! That's my wife heading to work. While I stay home and play video games. Very fair, obviously. Though not too long from now that will switch. She's on a contract as well, so her contract's up in January, I believe. And then obviously I will got to have a job by then. I can see from YouTube how some people can make a go at making a living of this as well. This is interesting. It took me a while to. I had some bad AdSense settings and things like that. So for the first month or so, it looks like I was not, despite lots of views, I never got any. Never got any ad revenue. So, I mean, I hate to put ads up and things like that, but I do appreciate you guys putting up with them and still finding this channel interesting, because it theoretically should help pay for things, and it's going to help out a little bit, especially while I'm unemployed here. Okay. So the winglets are doing something. Speed's coming down, G-forces are up 3, close to 4 Gs now. Is this going to be enough to aerobrake me into the system? How's the altitude now? It's starting to come back up. Passed over to the night side of Kerbin now. Still not quite there. Looks like it's getting close though. Maybe not close. Boy, atmospheric braking is tough. Can I hold retrograde? It looks like I'll be able to. Okay. We'll finish off the job here. Good enough. Swing around and do another aerobrake pass. Maybe not quite as low. I can only kill about 1,000 meters a second off now, or else I won't be orbital anymore. Okay, so I think if I can get into a low stable orbit here, then where are we here? Somewhere around there. Retrograde. So somewhere around here is up. Let's try that. And then if I can, anyway, come around and retrograde burn on the south pole, I might be able to land it somewhere around there. This is probably the best shot we're gonna have without waiting a long time. So, is that low enough or high enough? We'll see. And we can always retrograde burn. I'd rather have it too high now, and I can retrograde burn on it to bring it down out the other end. Whoops. Notice that was happening. We got choppiness. Hey, sorry. Got a phone call there right as I had to try to fix the... No. Yeah, now I've forgotten what I've been doing. Phone call right when I... I was trying to fix this. And had to toggle the Well, if we come up in the short into the ocean, that's not bad. It's spinning around faster than I want, so I don't want my apoaps to be too high. Anyway. Yes, atmosphere still within sight of the South Pole. Got tons of fuel though, so I can. Oh yeah, we already passed there. So if I burn east, yeah, let's try. Oops, gotta get that off. Burn east and up a bit too. No, definitely not up anymore. Well, I don't mean definitely not. It could be. Okay. Now that sure did come up again. I don't think it's going to matter that much. But all guesswork here. There's land. I don't think, even if I wanted to, I could control this enough to. Come on. Maybe. Could it? You know what though? Where am I here? It's already gone by a bit again. It's coming down. Yeah, we're just gonna be off the south coast, I think. Not terrible. Adding these the fins on have I think made it a little more difficult. Oh wait. Maybe on land. That extra little burn. There's KSC right there. That extra burn might have helped a little. Now, how are we for staging? Good. And a bit of fuel left. Speed's coming down hard now, though. May still end up in the ocean. Or not. Or so. And there we are. The Hobb VI with Sam Kerbin in command, 34 kilometers away from KSC. That's pretty decent after, what was their mission stats? I've traveled 22 million kilometers. Or wait, which one do we read here? Because this one's more? 240 million kilometers on this one. That's a big discrepancy. I have no idea which. Only 4 Gs? That's pretty good. I think that was a good re-entry. Assuming this was a re-entry capable craft, which I do not believe it would have been. Let me just check the recording time now, and we'll see if we can get another mission up in the air before too much time has elapsed. Okay. I've retooled the design a little bit, given it a new name, the Atwood one, named after Margaret Atwood, writer of all sorts of kinds of fiction and possibly non-fiction, I don't know. But she's had a number of good books that I enjoy. Orcs and Crake is one of them. So, nope. Let's see. It's very windy here today, so I'm a little worried about getting a call, fire department call. So if I do have to get up and go, I apologize. This video is probably going to be late again today. I really need to do 1 or 2 more ahead of time. Anyway, much more compact design using the good old asparagus method. The last ones I was using just the onion method. But now that I know that it has a name, the asparagus one, I'm giving it another go. It's definitely better with smaller ships like this. It's much harder with the bigger ships, I find, for me, especially because the frame rate drops so low. And you really need to be careful with staging. You can't be doing turning and things while this is dropping pieces off, or else you'll knock all sorts of other stages and bits off. Anyway, I did do a little bit of testing with it just to make sure everything was working okay, and that's why there's some debris. So here we go. Okay. I'll do the staging and throttling. I wonder if letting it stage. Yeah, we'll see. Let it stage and let's see what happens. It should be faster than me, theoretically. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. That was pretty fast staging by it. Good. Uh-oh. A little worried about it staging while this gravity turn's going on. Careful, careful. Okay. Sweet. Oops, let the apple apps get away from me. Normally I wouldn't let it do that when I've been working with the just with my own manually flown orbits. Try to alright. Ooh, it's got a lot of thrust weight ratio still. Oh, and that's going up again. Maybe we'll just warp to the apple apps. We're gonna have a good amount of fuel left in here. Oh, we're still okay. There's one little tank up here just to give it that extra space so it doesn't hit the nukes. So it's got to get through this little tank too. How are things looking? Pretty good. There we go, 82.71, not too bad. Just quickly decided to do that. Let's see, mass to orbit 51 tons, 0.6. That was good. That looked good. Bit more steering loss than maybe you might want, but total delta V expended. I think this stage had somewhere around a little more than 4,000 delta V, so it should have a little more than 200 and some delta V left. I think it's got more than that, honestly. With the thrust weight ratio the way it is and that much fuel left. I maybe needed to recalculate the thrust weight or the delta V with the solid rocket boosters on it. Anyway, let's see, phase angles. So we're thinking moho, and it needs to be minus 251. I'm going to need to do some warping, which, good thing I've got a ship landed on the ground. I can warp using it. But I think maybe I'll cut the episode. I hope you guys are enjoying these, even though not every episode has a concrete goal and a concrete success or failure. If you want to see more concentrated episodes, I guess, so where I cut out some of this middle stuff and maybe don't talk as much about things, or I don't know, warp more often, or cut more stuff out of the middle. Let me know if you want to see that, or if you don't mind the rambling and the slightly slower pace of the videos. I know they end up being a little bit long sometimes, up in the 30-minute range. Let me know if you have any feelings one way or the other. Thank you for watching. Consider liking and subscribing if you're enjoying these, if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.